What was the scandal at your high school/college/job? Catholic school. Father T got a student pregnant. We all thought he was gay, so that was a surprise. Ah, the OL switcheroo. Hold my crucifix, I'm going in. High school drama teacher was trading good grades and recommendations for sexual favors. He was getting kids into the best drama schools in the country, so people put up with it. To be fair, he was doing a good job preparing them for what the entertainment industry is really like. Oof. Our principal divorced his wife and married a girl who had graduated from the school like not even a year before, so technically legal. 20 years later and they're still married, and he's won educator awards, lol. JV soccer coach mixed up the game footage with his sex tape and sent it to an entire team of 14-15-year-olds. LOL classic. Choir teacher at my fairly prestigious high school was embezzling money from the choir department, through overcharging students for travel, concerts, field trips, to fund his gambling addiction. Ended up stealing over $60,000 over the course of about 20 years. Also, one of the high school teachers was trying to hook up with underage girls. One of them ended up being an undercover cop. He had a pregnant wife who worked in the same district at my elementary school. She's a wonderful woman and I felt terrible for her. I thought undercover cops posing as high school kids was something you only saw in movies. My coworker had been married to a man who allowed her to pay off her student loans and supported her for years. After years of trying for a baby, she was finally pregnant. Yay. Cue to rumors going around how people saw her staying late in the big boss's office and how she was seen running from his car in the early morning before work. Eventually she has the baby and months later says that her husband got a job back home. Which is odd because his field is so specialized that it can only be found in a few pockets around the country. She moves home and Big Boss quits his job to work for another local organization. She moves back and has another baby. Yay. Turns out, both babies were her boss's and she had divorced her husband before she even had the first baby. She's a really good secret keeper, that one. Rich kid was class pres and was really popular with the girls. Got into college and couldn't handle the transition too well. Started doing coke, got addicted. Got busted, kicked out of college, moved back home, and nobody has heard from him since. Supposedly he is going to rehab and works as a ranch hand on his dad's farm. Doing those ranch hand jobs, How else are you supposed to calm a horse? There was a math teacher at my school that was obviously more friendly with some students than others and would often stop class when a player on the basketball team would come to talk to her. Everyone knew something was up, and when she got caught they found out it was 8 of the 15 players on the basketball team. Needless to say, she was fired, but her husband, who still worked there and was a coach for the girls' volleyball team, was still there for the rest of the semester. Thing is, our basketball team won the state championships back to back while this was going on, and after she was fired we haven't come close. When I was in high school, a teacher, Dr. Pepe, got arrested after class one day because he had attempted to hire a hitman to kill a teacher at another school in the district. Apparently they worked together previously, but a feud broke out and got so bad that Dr. Pepe transferred to a different school, my school, because he thought the other teacher was responsible for any bad thing that happened to him, so obviously killing him was the best option. Guy was nuts. In high school one of the science teachers was dating a student, but I think it was pretty informal at the time. Definitely interest. Then as soon as she graduated and went to college, they were openly dating. They eventually got married. Also at my high school, but after I left, a teacher and football coach had been made the new principal. He later stole some money, couple thousand, not a lot, and had a big investigation into it. In the end he confessed when he was found out. Terrible because he was a good teacher and coach and his own child was attending the school at the time. So terribly embarrassing for her. Lots of people used to look up to the guy, a real shame. As for college, again, after I left, I went to Michigan State University, so the whole Larry Nassar sexual abuse thing has basically ruined everything for school pride. It sucks. I have MSU Nikes and pants and shirts and stuff for all my kids, now I don't know if I should wear them anymore or what the reaction will be. Job, we found out that the head of our HR department basically just hired two of her personal friends, her own wife/girlfriend, and her girlfriend's niece. Nepotism at its finest. Honestly, they all seem to be good employees though, so I don't really see a problem, besides the obvious, that it looks terrible. A popular senior football player got caught getting a blowjob by some random weird girl in the bathroom stall. He asked to go the bathroom and didn't come back for a while. Hall monitor went into the bathroom and saw two people in one stall. Then noticed one was on her knees. Everyone in the whole school knew about it. Even the teachers. It was talked about for years afterwards. The guy's name was Bishop. This one teacher I had would say to students who took too long in the bathroom, "What were you doing? Pulling a bishop in there." Girl at my old job where we were both managers was fired for fraudulently post-voiding cash transactions after the customer had left and pocketing the cash. She signed my name on the receipts because I guess she thought I'd get blamed. The joke was on her, though, because in order to do the post-voids she had to sign in with her numbers, and her name was printed on the receipts. Also, every single fraudulent post-void was done during dates and times that I was neither on the schedule nor anywhere near the store. Incidentally, they were all done while she was clocked in. Yes, corporate does check all that, but nice try trying to frame me for theft, sweetie. I work at a Catholic high school. Apparently, a couple of years back during a school dance, some of the older boys decided to make a circle in the middle of the gym and blocked off all the teachers, not allowing them to come close to the center of the dance floor. Turns out, in the middle of the circle, a couple of girls were on their knees giving head to the boys that formed the circle. Since then, our school dances have a lot of rules. I got a teacher fired once when I discovered he had a giant bottle of Jack Daniels in his desk. I'm talking like 2 liters of the stuff. Anyways, I told the principal who called my father and explained that we may need a lawyer in case the teacher would sue. So, my dad comes and he's pissed. I don't know why, but he starts yelling at me about how you should have just stayed silent, you retard, and went on a tirade about how we couldn't afford a lawsuit. Then he pulled out some jumper cables and beat me in front of the whole school. And that's how I got the nickname Jumper Cable Boy. This is truly the renaissance of AskReddit. I had this study hall class with a guy that I was sort of friends with, but only in that class, and he would hack into the school's server on his phone for fun. Eventually, the district tech dude showed up and told us that there were breaches that had been pinpointed to the room our class was in. I thought I was screwed, since the guy next to me was doing this stupid crap, and I neglected to mention it to anybody in authority, but it actually turns out that there was a second hacker in the same room. I had a class with 2 hackers. This happened fairly recently. A once close friend of mine had one of those gun apps on his phone. He thought it would be funny to fuck with everyone by hooking his phone up to the speaker system at our school. Needless to say, everyone lost their shit, the school went into lockdown, and 20 minutes later, the SWAT team showed up. While all this was happening, no one knew where the shots were coming from. Then they cut the power. The gunfire stopped and they figured it out. Kid got a bunch of criminal charges and was expelled. I found the thing fucking hilarious. Our entire high school got iPads around my sophomore year. A year later, everyone found out that the married vice principal was dating one of the guidance counselors, and they were both planning on leaving their spouses for each other. Apparently they were texting on the freaking monitored iPads from the school. The guidance counselor's husband found the messages one day and was so pissed that he forwarded all their messages, dirty pics and stuff included, into an email and sent it to the entire school faculty. All the teachers saw everything. Our history teacher said she was in church when she accidentally opened the email with the pics. The whole school went nuts.